Now like this, now Fernando Bruno, I be Bruno Fernandes still starting also. Everybody say it means he get the spirit of Manchester United. I just pray say one day one other person go do that same thing. They're not going to see retrospective ban and action and all that. Maybe a player from a lower club would do like this to Pep Guardiola or to another coach. People will call him as problem. When I start saying welcome to the Talking Point Show, my name, now maybe Daffy Matthew. You can call me the Legator One of Sports, you know they wrong. Now me also be the Attorney One of Sports. As a matter they go, make I bring some gist. We be say they grand before I come into what the fans they talk and try to answer their question. But even at that one, make we not forget, say I they always get something. We be say my grandmother, they preach, they give me. So today on, what I want to talk today. Now about maturity. Not be every day you go to live your life based on what people go talk. Now, what people go talk. Now I make Papa Ejiro live a life of poverty. You understand? If you get something where you really want to do, where you know so you get level to take do am. Do am. You know the funny thing, because for this life over there, whether you do something or you not do something, people go always talk. People get mad now for talking, so people go always talk. Not let what people go talk stop you from doing what you want to do, but rather let the desire of fulfillment say, I do this thing or I succeed in it. Even if you fail, I mean, you will can't know how not to do them again. And then your children will come say, it can't be history for your family. The other day, they follow somebody they talk, and the person say, for their family, nobody they ever buy motor. I call you say, okay, nobody they ever buy motor for family. You know, family is there like that. Another person follow me talk one day too. He say for their family, nobody they ever enter plane, travel, go anywhere. And then we start talking about journeys and going abroad. So you guys say they're born out for Lagos, the parents are from Lagos too, and grandparents are from Lagos. None of them don't ever come up for Lagos. Wow. It's like, okay, why don't somebody in your family just take the decision and say, you know what? Let's change this side. So you too, not live your life based on what people. I'm not a just saying to stay one place bad though, but just try and do something and be successful at it, so that your children, when they will talk in the future, say, my father started this thing or my mother started this thing and became successful at it. You know, understand? Well, we could go to the gist where we say for ground. LeBron James, after many games, about 6 matches, where we see LA Lakers they lose. That's how they lose. They say now the pain of what do they call him? Kobe Bryant. But LeBron James scored 24 points to lead the team to win against the Clippers. So they clip the Clippers. Well, Leicester City Coachella Brenda Rodgers, former Liverpool coach, it also make them finish the job and make sure say they qualify for the Champions League, because if they qualify for Champions League, it will make money there available for her to spend next season, so that he go fit sign more players. Not be say them Vardy and the Kelechi and Nacho no good, but he believes he need more players, especially in defensive midfield. We be say now only Wilfred did deny the show class for that place and the show form, and the way it take this, so it is possible say some clubs like Arsenal or Man U or even Chelsea can come and Giancolicco, the guy come up for their hand, and it means say if the Giancolicco come up for their hand, they go need better replacement. So now I make the praise, say make them make top for one. If they make top for money, go plenty where they go get, and then the owners too go also get the joy, the sweet body of putting money for ground where they will take play. Yes, one person for inside Manchester City, Bernardo Silva, he don't talk say look. This kind of player, he don't want too much. What's happen? We don't lose any of the misconform, the forehand any. He said the thing he no good at all. Especially as what they call her Ole Gunnar Solskjaer don't do to Pep Guardiola. What Frank Lampard do to Jose Mourinho. He do the double over Pep Guardiola as Frank Lampard do the double over Jose Mourinho. But any Ashamo could say be talking about Jose Mourinho. One player will be say it say no go great play for Jose Mourinho. Say want to come out for Tottenham Hotspur. He want to go Italy, go play for Inter Milan. After Juventus, through Ramsey and Paulo Dybala beat Inter Milan 2-0. 2 Kondo, I would they call them. People don't come out, especially former West Ham player, former Italian national team player, Paulo Di Canio, and many fans don't also come and talk say this Eriksen is not be your the guy. He said the guy lago finish you now. Every caller say too slow. If they play ball like with the dance move walk or Michael Jackson stage, say the guy they very slow. Say they no want that kind of player. So if you want to play ball, make it play football. Inter Milan also talk say Piano, Mr. Piano, that dog trainer. Where they call Alexis Sanchez, so say look, now waste of money. Now they take her for loan. He will go back to Manchester United, go find a way. Thank God, Arsenal don't use the best of that player come off everybody. Chelsea, na formidable performance. I saw British press they call am Daily Mail talk as a formidable performance. Now they put in as Mason Mount, Pedro, Willian, and Olivier Giroud. That goal Olivier Giroud score not be your all of them scored to make sure say Chelsea beats Everton. Last week I tell them I say Frank Lampard there. Na him make Osarimore Joseph sing that song. Who no man, na him the key man. He sabi beat the former coaches well. He beat Jose Mourinho. Now he don't beat Carlo Ancelotti again. And before the match, he go to praise oh good coach. They made me feel good. They did this, they did that. Now lie you, he get plans. Now be the rat where they shop you, they blow you. Now so the matter take be. Well, Spurs, Chelsea, and Rangers, they don't tell their fans say Mona Brexit. Brexit, because if I get plans to come Germany, Mona stop her because the Minister of Health for Germany, he don't talk say, look, even though I not be Minister of Sports, but human life they important to me. We cannot allow more than 1,000 people gather in a stadium anymore. So if they come play match for Germany, and the reason why they talk like that, Spurs go play RB Leipzig, Chelsea go play Bayern Munich. What do they call them? Glasgow Rangers also get a Europa game to play for Germany. That's the reason why they put it like that. Real Madrid carry all their Thanos Infinity Stone. Take beats Barcelona for a Clasico finish. Small green and white Real Betis finish the George former club. They not fit beat there. They go Real Betis ground. Go lose 2-1. So what could be the use now of beating Barcelona? If they want to let Barcelona win the league title, maybe they just let Barcelona. We can come like say Barcelona don't annex the league title, no matter how poor. But imagine Barcelona use this poor season now to go win the league. Well, Manchester City, we never know what will happen. But English league, you know, say they talk say English league is the most competitive league in the world. Now, so some people talk. Well, right now, so that league now, so nothing Greece say now be the most competitive league in the world. Well, now I go take a rest on all the story will be said for grand. Make I go to the box of the voice of the people. Make I hear because they talk say out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses a word is established. And so Bible talk cannot be me talk about the people we talk today for the show. There are plenty. So we could take one by one and hopefully. We go fit dissect all of them finish. The one we say will not fit take, make on another verse. If you not take your own, maybe the thing where you just put you not just follow. But more here for the first person first.
Hello, Welegbete TV radio show. My name is Joseph, calling from Orele. Yeah, I want to talk about the Manchester derby. We also how it goes down, how it plays down, what really happened. We also how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tactically destroys Pep Guardiola's tactics, his tiki-taka tactics. Yeah, I want to ask a question. Is it the end of Pep Guardiola in England, English Premier League, or is just being unlucky due to Kevin De Bruyne's injury, or is it that in the Premier League they've found a way to close down his tactics? I would like you to throw more light on this. Thank you very much.
Joseph from Orele, people to the quick use the word, is it the end of this? Is it the end of this? This is one bad season. When we say bad season, so it don't win the Carabao Cup. It's still there for Champions League. As bad a season as it's having is only in the second position of the league. People like Frank Lampard, they say they're having a good season. Even the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer we beat us, so they say he's having a good season. He's reinventing Manchester United. One word or the other, Pep Guardiola this second in the league table. So it's hard for me to follow that. Yes, they've had a very poor season. The thing is, everybody expects Pep Guardiola to win the league every season, and that tells you that. It also confused me when people they say no sabi coach, because the same people when they say no sabi coach expect them to win the league every season. Are they saying that the coach will no sabi now they expect to win league every season? So that on its own, they put me in a place of confusion most of the time, because I'm not confident they relate to how people take the think, whether not bias, whether not beef, whether not hatred, whether not animosity. I don't really know the word to use. But what I go talk, we say. This is one bad season in Pep Guardiola's career as a coach. Let's see how he bounces back. if you not create a pattern of continuously playing like this, losing matches like this is the first time in his coaching career where they lose this high number of matches in any single season. So we're not going to use this to say it's the end. You get one thing I noticed recently. I subscribed to Amazon Prime, and I noticed that Amazon Prime was giving access into Pep Guardiola's dressing room. So, and I'm thinking in my head, if Pep Guardiola's dressing room is up out there in public, for as a person who say don't coach and as a person who say don't decide dressing room with coaches, I'm thinking because as I watch that thing, it kind of dey clearer to me how Pep Guardiola dey set up a team talk, a halftime talk. So if people even watch that thing, it will go expose Pep Guardiola. I know they make excuse for him, but I'm just saying it go expose Pep Guardiola a lot more. And people go say, oh, now like this, they set up, Moko set up like this against that. But this is now my own observation for the whole of this season. The success of the 2 seasons of success of Pep Guardiola in Man City was built on Vincent Kompany's stability at the back, the amazing movement of David Silva in midfield, the incredible run and quick thinking and unpredictability of Leroy Sané, coupled with Raheem Sterling, Kun Aguero, and the rest of the cast. And then the solidity in defensive midfield of Fernandinho. Now, Vincent Kompany comot. They no replace him. The entire defense line, apart from Aymeric Laporte, all of them, they're not serious. Otamendi, na serious low budget Sergio Ramos. John Stone, according to the name, na Stone, it's too heavy. Okute, it's too heavy. You know they feel it deliver. Mendy, that chocolate boy, he don't know the difference between clearance and cross. Everything a power for everything power. You want to cross ball, you go cross ball where we say you go from Etihad, go land for Old Trafford. So some little things need to adjust. And then Raheem Sterling not be consistent with the form this season in terms of scoring goals. The same way they missed a lot of penalties. Kevin De Bruyne off and on with injury. So I can really excuse this season. Tactically, another thing I noticed with Pep Guardiola, well, not be today, that one not this is today Barcelona. Once a team fit stand up to his tactics in a game, Pep Guardiola need to feel they change his style, like okay, tactically maneuver the adjustment, bring in 1 or 2 players, and then the whole system will change. Now just that his style, and he believes, say, look, this style is superior to every other person. If I play this style, once we get on well. But then in some games, you know, go get on well. That's why this is the first season where 2 coaches go do a double over Pep Guardiola, and we still get about 10 more games to go in the season. So there's still the possibility of some other people doing a double over him. But is that enough for me to say at the beginning of the end for him? No. Let's see how it goes in the next 2-3 seasons as a coach. I mean, there is still 2 leagues for him to coach. There is still the Italian league, and then there is the French league. And maybe he could still go back to Spain. Who knows? If a new president comes, he could still go back to Barcelona. But then, unfortunately, he not go get those kind of players we say he need. But let's see how it goes. I know the things say he don't, because for me, Pep Guardiola is one of the greatest coach of his era. And good coaches don't just go bad. Sometimes things just don't work because of 1, 2, 3, or 4 factors. Let's see how it goes at the end of the day.
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Akure, Ondo State. Please, do you see Barca topping Real Madrid in this year La Liga? Thank you. So we are back on top. That's a great one for us. And it seems Man City, I don't know, is it fatigue or they are more concentrated on the Champions League now? Why is everybody just working on them? Thank you.
All right, Victor from Port Harcourt, thank you very much for reaching us all the way from Port Harcourt, and congratulations to your Barcelona. But there is still a lot of games to go, a lot of stumbling. Barcelona on their own too still get their own fever for body. But I love the second goal that Barcelona scored against Real Sociedad. I just watched that game and I said to myself, if that ball will be say Messi give Ansu Fati, is it Ansu Fati? Yeah, is it Junior or Ansu Fati? If that ball was in the hand of Nicolas Pepe, Barcelona for not score that goal. But let's get past that one. For Manchester City, you can be right to say that because second place is all but secured for them. You not get how the season go bad, Rich. Pep Guardiola's Man City go still win another 2 or 3 games, and if they win 3 games from now, second place is secure. They are not competing for the league title anymore, so there is no need killing themselves. For the league, for the Champions League, looking at the way Real Madrid they play, knowing that the second leg at home at Etihad they go play. There's no Sergio Ramos in that game. It also be like say Marcelo no go play. Well, Marcelo never really contribute to this season that much. A few factors. If they put their best in that game, they can win that game. Winning that game means that they are now in the quarterfinals. And getting to the quarterfinals, there's a possibility. Any team will remain for the Champions League now is beatable. Apart from Bayern. Bayern is the most informed team in the Champions League right now. And that's a team that they should be wary of because Bayern is still full of running, full of goals. Their movements, their interchanging of passes is fantastic. So if they can avoid Bayern till they get to the finals, who knows? They just might get it right and go and win the Champions League. And what better way for Pep Guardiola to win the Champions League than in a year where we say he really the wumble and fumble in the English league, and in a year where say he get 2 years ban with City, he'd already come out talk say he go stay with Man City, and then he win the Champions League. But winning the Champions League is still a long way off from now. But I don't think say I go really bother about it. Like I don't talk before when I answer the first question. And I'll bother about them because as bad a season as they're having, they're in second position. It tells you again about the quality of the English league. How can a team like City be this poor and still be in second position? How can a team like Manchester, Chelsea, be having such a topsy-turvy season? They're still in the top 4. Leicester, I've gone a couple of games without winning. They're still in the top 4. So if you put all that together, it tells you a whole lot of things about the English league. But I mean, I'm not making excuses for Pep Guardiola, but I also not one of those persons who will say I expect every season Pep Guardiola must win the league title. So I can accept a slide here, a slip there, and a march towards where he's going. This season is the only club in England that have won a league a title. So what could give him some more respect to.
My name is Abdullahi Hamzat, calling from Osasa in Ijebu, Ogun State. Before the start of the season, David Luiz was sold to Arsenal from Chelsea, but as it is, we've all been complaining about the issue Chelsea defender defending all sorts all over the season. But what changes could David Luiz must have had to the team if to say he still there up to this moment, or as he goes so the team no go fit, it go still be like the same thing?
All right, Abdullahi Hamzat, I don't really get your question, but let me try and understand what you're saying. Like, you think if to see David Luiz, they whether Chelsea for they do better. Chelsea are in top 4. Arsenal in 9th position. Chelsea problem this season, I'm not sure say now we can pinpoint them to be defense. There was a time where Kappa Arrizabalaga had a problem, and the coach do what a good coach could do. Put him on the bench so that he could go find form. And then since he bring us, so I think they'll keep 2 clean sheets and they are winning, scoring goals, doing well. Just for me, the best team this season after Liverpool, now Chelsea and Leicester. Leicester in the sense that nobody expected Leicester to come into the top 4 and they're ahead of people like Manchester United, Arsenal, and the rest of them. Chelsea, on the other hand, because they're not doing any major signing, they lost their best player in Eden Hazard, and then they brought in a rookie coach, playing a lot of rookie players. All these players where they get to now championship, most of them are championship quality. Yeah, they still get experienced players in Azpilicueta, Marcos, Willian, Pedro, who is off and on, and then Olivier Giroud. But the core of the team now upcoming. And if you look at upcoming Christensen, that black defender, I forget the name, and the rest of them, then you look at Messiman, Barkley, Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Tammy Abraham. You say Chelsea at the beginning of the season, if you tell anybody, say Chelsea this season, they go end in top 4. They go argue, say no, they cannot make top 4. So where the day now not get anything to do with David Luiz or David Luiz, therefore succeed. I think the decision to let David Luiz go now one of the good decisions what Frank Lampard make, because most times players not sabi respect coach wey be say they play with. It is hard when they play together. They always look at like go sit down because they know some things about the coach as a player, where they always make them look at my guy, could I wish would they play together here? We want to call, give me instruction. So I think it was a good decision to let him go and then to give Chelsea the opportunity to start afresh again. And that decision is paying off. They don't need to win the league title every season. They just need to be competing at the top level. And the top level in England is to be in the top 4. And at that place, they do so. They win a few more games now. They'll play in the Champions League next season. As it is today, they are still in the Champions League. Yes, they lost 3-0 to Bayern Munich, but they are still in Champions League. Anything is possible. Well, this one shall not believe say they could feel knock Bayern Munich commercial, but anything is possible after all. But Liverpool last season lose to Barcelona 3-0. They still come home, come win 4-0. But this time, Chelsea are going away. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and see what will happen. They are still in the FA Cup, are they not? So they're doing well.
Well done, Elevator TV Radio. Now, watching the talk. Current location Lekki. Firstly, we can yarn about the Nigerian Professional League for the weekend. It's a good result for the table topper, Plateau United, going away to win against Big Tories by one goes to nothing. And also our Warri Wolves as well do the same thing against Adamawa United. And another sad news strike our league during the weekend, where one of the Nasarawa United players died on the field of play, named Chieneme Martins. This is a very sad one for our league. And these are the same stories or ringing tone we have been saying all this while for the Shehu Diko led executive. I don't know, I can't say anything professional about this our league. Look at the people surrounding that guy when he fell. No any medical person to quickly attend to him. They didn't even know what to do. I don't just understand. This human being, this is the life. They need to protect these players. I don't know what they're doing about the welfareism of the players. And now any small thing they will complaining that Nigerian players they are traveling abroad to all these small countries to play football. Since there is no any good welfare package for all these players, why won't they travel? See how we lost a young and talented player on the pitch. I just pray that God give the family and the club the fortitude to bear the loss. Good one for our boy Israel Adesanya, remaining undefeated and also to defend his title against Romero. I wish him all the best, and also I can't wait for Usman to also do the same in his own fight. And good one also for OLG against Pep. He has done back-to-back beating on top Pep. That's a nice one for Manchester United, and that's nice one from OLG as well. And I can see Odion Igalo and even Bruno Fernandes that really brought lucky charm to Manchester United since they joined. Manchester United have not lost a single match and they have been doing perfectly well. I wish them all the best. Elevator TV Radio, take it from here. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Oluwaseun, from your current location in Lekki. You not really ask questions, you put up comments and everything you talk fine from the fight against Romero, talking about the style bender. What was his name? I don't forget his name. Okay, and then if Rajagba also win a fight too in a boxing bout in the round 9 by knockout, and then like you said, with the hope for Usman to win, I make I focus more on the league. I'm not a fan of Shehu. Anybody will know me know that. I'm not a fan of Shehu. I think that there are so many things where Shehu don't do or say will make me not feel believe in Shehu and co. But this is how I live my life. I don't blame people for what they're not responsible for. The death of Martins not be anything where you could feel blame directly, remotely blame on Shehu. Yes, the league has a problem. There are so many things that are wrong. But when you set up a professional football club, you should have at least basic. Okay, blame Shehu for not forcing the law and all that. But the clubs on their own should have their basic because these players are their product. They are supposed to be protecting them, since that their investment. Having said that, I think that generally all of us are culpable. All of us are at fault for this thing. I don't deal where we see accident happen, and instead of us to try to call maybe the 911 or 122 number or 112 emergency number, we be say day for Lagos or for any state where we did the emergency number. That now, if we even get emergency numbers in those states, we'll just take phone out, we'll do selfie, they take video, they become eye reporters, instant reporters. Now the problem with doing that is we would end up using valuable time. We were supposed to take rescue situation to do all those things. And then for schools, if you think well, for schools, then they teach us how to deal with emergency situations such as this. I remember one time where somebody fall down and in they get epilepsy. And I can't remember if epilepsy is communicable. People start to say, no touch him, no touch him. He go, if you touch him, if the spirit touch your body, you will get epilepsy. You know, those kind of things. So we need to first of all understand. In his book, Reposition Yourself, TDJ say, if people know better, they'll do better. I think that they need to be good training, and every club need to get health personnel wey be say go fit handle this type of situation. Another thing wey I take like the way that they do things abroad, when one thing happen, e go come open door to create solution so that kind of thing no go happen again. Players slumping and dying not be something wey be say dey exclusive to Nigeria. Vivian Foles slump and die in 2009 Confederations Cup. We've seen players in Europe, in top flight league, even in America, slumping and dying, some surviving. But how we react during and after, now they more important. And then maybe we will bring in Sheudiko, the NFF, the Ministry of Sports, and the Nigerian government, because now human life. First off, okay, he's a player, but before he became a player, he's a human being, and then he's a Nigerian, and then he's a youth. So there are so many things that involve the country if we look at it. But then this is a country where human life not really get value. If you want to call a spade, human life not get value. So I mean, hundreds of people they die, they nobody talk anything. Now one footballer will go die, and anybody go talk anything. Well, it just be one death too many now. Recently, SARS killed one footballer. Now, Remo Star player, former Smart City player, defender, central defender. Now, this one slump and die. Now, I just say when I look at the video, I feel sad, I feel pained. See somebody they try expand the boy mouth like my book of Bible story where Samson killed the lion. You know, see people carry cloths, they try fan the boy. People just gather there, they shout. And then after the incident, when I see the players, they cry, they shout, Jesus, Jesus. I just tire because you know, in advanced climb, this will not happen. It's not going to be like that. And we will also manage the media. One of the things I observed over the weekend when I watched the Genoa versus AC Milan match for San Siro, because they say make they play the matches behind closed door because of Koro, we visit Italy. One of the things I noticed, we say the camera crew make sure say they not cover, they not show the empty stand, they just focus on the field. That's how you manage a brand. I think that when events happen and we just take our phone to capture these things and begin to send it, we also the cause, we are part of the problem. More could learn how to manage situation, because once you put that video out, you know how many people go share them, how many people go talk about them, and then opinions will come, they differ, people will come, they talk some kind of things, you go, they wonder like, but not be so this thing supposed to be shy, because we supposed to need to learn how to analyze situation so that we will know how we talk about them. And then the way we take, they blame people. This one not be, I'm not be sure Udiko fan, no, but this not be sure Udiko fault. Mo could be very, very honest. I might move to the next person.
Hello, Eloquent TV Radio. This is Mario calling from Satellite Town. Alright. Since the announcement of the ban from UEFA that Manchester City will be banned from playing in Europe for 2 years, their performance have been inconsistent, not like they used to be from the beginning of the season. Now, going forward, looking at the way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer outplayed City and Pep Guardiola, do you think that the possible ban has affected the mentality of the entire Manchester City team, making them lose concentration in the league, maybe thinking it doesn't matter what we do now, we're still not going to play in Europe next season? That is just a hypothetical case scenario I'm just creating in my head, because looking at the performance they put up against United, it was not like the Manchester City or the Pep Guardiola side we know. Do you think that that possible ban has really affected them mentally? Thank you very much.
All right, Mario from Satellites. I'm not going to put him on the doorstep of the ban 100%. Man City don't they play very bad before the ban come. Let's call it spade a spade. Wolves did a double over them before the ban come. Some other teams don't beat them since before the ban come. Man City were not able to put in a run of 5 consecutive wins this season at any stage of the season. So it not get anything to do with the ban. But then you can also add the ban. Once they announced the ban, it was obvious that even if they win the league, even if they come second, if they come third, if they come fourth, it no go, nothing will change. So to them, there was nothing, nothing to play for. And once you find yourself in that position, make we dey honest, the motivation they had. I mean, it dey hard where you're not playing for anything in this league. But in the other competition where they get something to play for, they win the Carabao Cup, they are still in the FA Cup, they are still in the Champions League. Moko use those ones as the barometer to judge them and see how good they do in those competitions. If they do well in those competitions, then we can agree. But on the Pep Guardiola level of Pep Guardiola is a coach that his team normally will go 15 games unbeaten, 8 games unbeaten, 10 games unbeaten. This season, Manchester City have not been able to put in 5 straight wins without a loss or without dropping points. So if you put all that together, you know that the season was already bad from the beginning before the ban comes. So let's not just use ban as an excuse. But having said that, once the ban kicked in, it's almost impossible for them to find the second gear to take move forward.
Hello, Elegbete TV Radio. This is your boy Isaac. Currently at Ilepeju Industrial Estate. Yesterday, I found out one Nasarawa player slumped and died without a walking ambulance to take him to the hospital when the incident happened. My question is, the MPFL put some measures in place before the league started, and I think it's even part of the requirement for club in the MPFL to have a standby ambulance. And my pain is it compulsory? Is it compulsory we run a league in quotes that we call professional? Because I can't understand. A player has lost his life due to...
All right, Isaac Akamolafe, today you are at Ilupeju Industrial Estate. Make I put on this way. And now they blame the LMC for this death of this boy, because as far back as 2003, 2004 season, when I was still working with Babanawa Football Club, we were playing in the Pro League, the lower league from the MPFL. And part of the condition be say there must be a functional ambulance at the stadium. In one of our home game, I think it's either Ebonyi, is it Ebonyi? No. Bender United versus Babanawa Football Club. Our goalkeeper, Owugbe Enobakare, who later became a player of Kano Pillars. The season they won the league the first time and then went to play on the continent. That friendly match they played against Portsmouth, if you remember, it was the goalkeeper they changed in that considered 1 goal, that 5-1 game. I want to remind everybody, the rule they clear, say ambulance must do your stadium and it must be a working ambulance. That Enobakare situation reminds me, they play shot, he go up to go parry the ball. The shot can hit his forehead. His head can knock the goalpost for Nikon Stadium. He fall down and it was passing out. Somehow, the men and women of the Lagos State, they call it last ambulance, last bus, something like that. But there was a functional ambulance that took him. They took him to the hospital at is it Broadway? Broadway behind Marina there. And he stayed in the hospital for 2 days. He was stable, discharged, and he went on. He's still alive today. He don't get money, buy motor, build a house, marry, get children. If na FA where they negligence, we don't know their work before, maybe Ogbe for die. So the way they structure them, the hosting team, the home FA, is responsible for security, is responsible for ambulance and many other things because now the way the law be for Nigeria. So now them they irresponsible. Now them not do their work well, take things for granted, and for taking those things for granted, now lead to the death of this player. I'm not saying to say ambulance day where they function our medical personnel, the person not go die you because in the face of the best medical facility, Stella Obasanjo still die. So people they die every day. But having said that, you need to do your best, and in this case, they not do their best. So now them will go blame. Now it doesn't automatically make the whole of the league bad, as people they want make it look like, oh, the Nigerian league is bad. Hey, no, and like I've said before on this show, and I'll say again, I'm not a fan of Shehu Diko, but I find it hard to blame Shehu Diko on this matter. There is not a single place where you go feel pinpoint and say, okay, Shehu Diko, you did at fault of this one, and you do this one. No, there's nothing Shehu Diko do. The rule is there. Take for instance, I give you a check, I sign the check, I give you, may you go cash money for bank. You refuse to go bank to go cash the money, then you begin blaming me, say you work for me and not pay you. I mean, that's strange. So I think once they put law, make everybody function in their place. I know that my former chairman Larry Zamaje will say delegating does not mean you should relegate yourself. But in this type of thing, the English FA or the Premier League board not going to feed the every stadium they run things. Once you meet the requirement, they approve you. Put them to work. At the beginning of the season, they go do check, they go test, they go do inspection. Once they do that inspection, you get ambulance, you get security, you get exit point, your pitch is playable. That is enough. So from there on, love the league enough, love the players that are playing in the league enough to be able to function in your office. Now, if they won't blame anybody at all, the people will put ambulance on there will be say, he not get head, we need to work, that's one. People will be say, they not put medical personnel in place, neither go blame. Not be to blame Shehu Diko. Yes, Shehu Diko might have his own issues, but for this one, no, I don't think so we go blame him.
Hello, LGBT TV radio. This is Pedro from Unilag. My question is not too much. I just want to ask. We all watched the way Man City played yesterday, and I just want to ask: is it that they are losing their steam? Is it that they have? Can you just please help me point out what their problem could be? Because that's not the Man City that we used to know. How can a team go from being the very very best in Premier League to what we saw yesterday and what we've been seeing for the past like 20 weeks now? They've not been themselves. They can lose to anything if they are not careful. Could it be due to fatigue or anything? Can you just please point out what the problem may be? Thank you. I love the TV show. It's always nice, and I pray it gets bigger and bigger. Thanks a lot.
All right, Pedro from Unilag, thank you very much. If you listen from the beginning to get to this point, I'd already pointed out one of the things that I think now be the major problem of Man City's failure this season. Then you now add the ban by UEFA. Vincent Kompany left, he wasn't replaced properly. Leroy Sané also have not played for them this season. David Silva is no longer the David Silva we used to know. Then Raheem Sterling have been offing and puffing. If all of this happen to a team, you're bound to have a problem. The Man City you're used to know, Fernandinho was a mainstay in that defensive midfield, breaking play before they even get to go trouble the center back. Right now, he's at center defense as a makeshift because even the defenders they have, they cannot deliver. Laporte, who is their major mainstay. Look at Liverpool, who are top of the league today. Just imagine that Vidic, Van Dijk is not playing regularly this season. Just imagine that maybe 3 or 4 players are not playing at their best. Liverpool not going to win the league title. They go struggle. It's as simple as that. So I'm not making excuses for them, but we can be objective enough to agree that Vincent Kompany was not replaced. Vincent Kompany was not just a player. He was a player and a leader of that team. When it matters most, it was the guy who rallied the team, not there. And then in their full back position, especially in the right back position, they've been inconsistent. Mandy goes off injured, come back. He doesn't show form. Zinchenko is not as consistent as he used to be. Raheem Sterling not as consistent as he used to be. Gundogan and Bernardo Silva also not consistent as he used to be. I can't call it tiredness or fatigue. If you even say fatigue is okay, but you expect that to happen. A team cannot run on steam for 2 seasons like that and they're not born out a bit. They are born out. And then once the ban was announced, they know that, okay, what are we even playing for? We're playing for just pride. No big deal about it. I think Man City will bounce back next season and do it. Spend a little money, fixing a few places, sell some players, and then getting some new players. And then we'll see how it will go, especially at the back. Fix the back line and then get players to stay consistently in the back line. If you have consistent players playing week in, week out, you know you can have stability. But when this player played today, next week another person is playing, the other week another person is playing, you know you're going to have problems. Look at Arsenal, for instance. Recently now, they've had consistency at the back and they've been able to keep clean sheets. They've been able to win games. They've been able to hold tight. They've kept more clean sheets in the last 6 games than they've kept in the whole of the season. So I think that's Man City's biggest problem. The fact that the back line, you cannot tell who will play at the defense this week, and then next week, and then the other week. For as long as your defense line is not consistent, you're going to have problem. Attack win you games, but defense win you championship. And for as long as they don't have that stability at the back, it's kaput.
Hello, Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Matthias, calling from Korodu, Lagos State, Nigeria. First of all, I want to render my condolence to the family of player of Nasarawa United player, Chineme Martins. I pray that God Almighty will comfort his family and comfort his teammates. It's a sad note. One, a very sad weekend for the Nigerian Premier League. But having said that, we have been clamoring for this MPFL improvement. Now, when these incidents happen, no single ambulance in the stadium. Even the vehicle that was brought to convey this guy to the vehicle will not start. You know, all this thing is getting me tired. So what do you think we can do to improve all this? And how do we correct all these problems so that we not face it again? That is one. Second one, my second thought on.
All right, Matthias. Well, your second thought not come true, so let's deal with only your first thought. How we go take stop this thing this simple? All of us come from one constituency or the other. All of us we claim so we like sports. So let's start by pressuring the legislators that come from our constituencies at state level, at ward level, and at federal level. Make them put law where go help sports to grow as a business. That's one. Because that point go make businessmen coming into the fray and then they go invest big time. And once they invest big time, make we take our mind back. Back in the day when I did secondary school or even university, I remember say if you get account for a bank in, like you get account for a bank in Lagos and you travel to Port Harcourt, you know if you enter Port Harcourt bank of that same branch, of that same bank to go withdraw money, you must go back. I remember when I have an account, Savannah Bank account in Warri, and I did Port Harcourt, I had to come back to Warri every time to withdraw. But then as life begin to change, the thing will change the banking industry, in case una no know, na telecommunications. Once telecommunication became a big business in Nigeria, the mobile phone, MTN, Econet that time before they become whatever body, Econet and the rest of them begin to come to Nigeria. The amount of money where they need, the volume of money where they need, can't change the way our banking system they go. We can't go move into online banking because data and internet don't come. We can't move into online banking. And then we can also make law. We can't go into bank capitalization. Remember Soludo and the 25 billion capitalization. Some bank all collapse, some bank merge. Before you know, we can't get mega banks as we did for the country today. We never still reach where we go anyway. We still make progress. But we did better today than we used to be in the 80s and in the 90s in terms of the banking sector. Because there was some legislation that was made, and then there are also people who fit enforce them. And I think that at the same thing Nigerian football and sports need right now. We need people that can push. That's why I like Akin Alabi. I mean, he's there for such a time as this. I just hope that they can push for such legislation that will make us, enact laws that will change the face of the league and change the face of football and sports in Nigeria. Once we do that, all of these things will come out. How our stadium should be, the standard that can be accepted. Because by law now, if we not put all those things by law, even if LMC try to ban a stadium, they will say they victimize us. Oh, because Shehu Diko is from the north and is banning this club from the south. Oh, this one. We go and look at one other club in the north. But if they don't pass a law, if a law they support the action, it is easy to follow. You will only make noise, but you can't argue against the law. So we need laws that will support our sports and make it grow. And it is sad to say young man. You'll be shocked. Say that guy now, the breadwinner of a family. Young man like that will just pass out and die. Americans will say the blood of patriots is needed to water the tree of liberty, right? My own problem is that we need to take the blood of patriot, they water the tree of liberty. Or rather, would they allow the blood of patriot to go to waste? There's a very important line in our national anthem that says that the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. If we think in that light, we will let this labor of these people not go in vain. Their deaths, their injury, their failings could make us wake up to the reality of the modern day. And the funny thing is, this is not a new ground. I decided to start an online TV and online radio. I'm not starting something fresh. It might be fresh in this part of the world, but people do it everywhere in the world. So there's easy way for me to copy what they're doing and do it well. We too can copy, adopt, and adapt. Let me borrow the words of Dr. Larry Zamoje when he talked for the symposium where they organized for the late Digitinubu. We can adopt and adapt. Adopt what they do for abroad. Adapt them to our system. We cannot be 100% like them, but we can adopt them, then adapt them to fit our system in such a way where we say it go take day good. If ordinary Lagos State FA Cup, where they organize for Lagos between Agege Stadium and Tesla Balogun, they feel they get better men of the Lagos State Ministry of Health with better 2 ambulance and the rest of them. When I follow us on this channel, I see all the pictures and everything. Why we not go fit get the same thing for a professional league? Why can't people be competent? Why can't people just do their job? I think if we put a law and then people are punished for not doing the right things, maybe we'll get there. I would go to the family and the club, Nassau United, and everybody that is connected to Martins, where we say lose a life over the weekend for that match. But then we just hope that these deaths go lead to people taking actions and doing this well. Like I said on top of the show, always do things not because of what people go talk. What person go talk. Because as I talk, what people go talk, now make Papa Ejiro live in poverty. Do what you did right. Because whether you do well or you do bad, people go talk. Just do what you did right. Live for your dream. Pursue your dream and achieve them. Nothing better past say you dream a dream, you wake up and then you begin pursue the dream. Because even Bible talks say, write the vision, make it play. So that anybody will say and go wrong with her, they're not the same person go sleep with her or stand with her. So you too, when you have a dream, pursue them. This thing where you watch, so now my dream. Now I pursue. Now I bring a lot of people like my producer, wonderful guy, McDonald, Chukwemeka Forocha, and the rest of the team with there, and we still they expand, and even Una will be part of us. So if you have a dream, pursue them, because at the end of the day, it go benefit other people, it go put salary for people hand, it go entertain people, it go feed people, it go take care of people. Some of them be the answer to the problem where our league they face in terms of healthcare, bad pitches, and the rest of them. Just dream a dream and pursue them. Now so I tell you now, I remain Edafe, Matthew Esogone. You like to come in the Elevator Sports area? I hail you now.